Hello, this is Nathaniel Costa, and I'm going to be doing the practical remediation for exam 1. So I'm going to go up and pull up the description of the problem here. So in this case, we are, sorry, give me a second. We are asked to create a movie petition that is able to be uploaded, essentially, rated by other users, and viewable on other accounts. So the first thing that we need to do, in my opinion, would probably be to make the actual petition page. So what we can do, this would probably just be another page in the movies. So we'll go ahead and create a petition for that as well. Then the base template section needs to go into this folder. And now we have an empty HTML. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead add the URL in here. We are just going to have we wouldn't need an edit, so we can just do it like this. That's fine. This will work. It's fine. Okay, now we are going to the next thing that we'd have to do is add it into the base template. We can add it next to the room. Maybe the same type of nav link. Okay, now if we save everything, really should be saving as I modify it. We'll actually go ahead and put a header here. Just say like just to see if it pops up. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead, check the command prompt in here. Again, I see an issue. Okay. It's the issue that movie.use is not a true petition. That's because I didn't make it yet. And I'm going to go ahead and pass in the template there as well. I'll just initialize it to do this for now. Let's see if this works. Okay, I think we should get the URL. seems that it's not able to get the actual function here because I got the wrong one. Alright, we should have this, and now we have our petition page. So now if we look at the problem, we need to make it to that. Okay, so we also need to make sure that you're registered, so we can go ahead and move this link down right there. Check if the user is authenticated. Now this should only pop up if I'm logged in, which I'm not. How it's gone. Log in. Okay. So go ahead and pause the server. We're gonna and because this is just for me, I'm just gonna go ahead. Let me actually go ahead because I think I do have a few accounts in here already. I should have it now. We're just going to do that. Email address, password will be something simple. No, that's fine. This is free. Obviously, if I was doing like, more open project, this project doesn't really have any user information on it. So I would not do a simple password, but here, we're just going to exist with it. So I need to server. Go ahead. They'll probably say that password. Okay, there we go now. Alright, now I'm going to get clean up some of these users. Okay, now we have a user. We'll go to the main page. And log in. And now we can see the petition page. Okay, so that works. Alright. So now the next step of order is probably to create the form to create the petition. So we can basically borrow a lot here, really from the create review. So if we go to the show, we can use the form as just change the text. As for what information you have to give it, I think in this case we're just going to have it give a name, because the admin will be the person to do the rest of it, but we'll also Yeah, I think the way that I'm going to treat it is that we'll have a text area that stores both the name, so we'll have the name, this petition name, camel case is the best name for it, so we'll use that. Here we need to change the method, so in this case we'll do a creation. And we don't have an ID, so we don't need this field. This looks reasonable to me, so I'm going to save it and then do it. Right. So now we need to go into the views. We can pretty much use the same logic here and move it down to addition. Okay. We'll change this to a name. One thing that I forgot, and we'll do it right after fixing this. I guess maybe a better name for this one. We're gonna actually, I don't. As you can see, I never actually created the model. It's going to give me an error for now because I don't have the model, but I can fix that. Change the redirect to use application and not WID. Okay. Now, before I forget, we still don't have an ID, so we'll delete this. And we also delete it. And we're going to go over here to the HTML, change this. Should be sufficient. I don't think I have anything else using content. Okay. A couple goes together with that, I'll fix it. Okay. So just go ahead and put it all as one thing. Okay, now I will save the views and move on to the models real quick. I'm going to create a new petition model. We will have, I believe our only field here will be the user. Do this as this. Okay. We'll store the 8 as well. And we will store the content. Of course, we return, and this is sufficient. So now I need to go ahead and go here, go to the server, go to migrate, more specifically make migrations. I'll migrate it, fine, move on to server. Unless we're getting an issue. Okay, it's because I didn't add 2 URLs. This is definitely one of the issues that I got a lot during my practical component. I'm not going to use this. Okay, now I have. But there needs to be this. Okay, that should be good. Should probably have. As for the capabilities of it, we don't need to allow editing. If I had more time, then I would probably, flesh it out a bit more, do editing. But in this case, we're just going to allow the user to post it. We'll put in the date for it. But other than that, we're not going to mess around with it too much. So now these URLs should be fine. Don't see why it would have an issue. Oh, I never uploaded it. Here we go. And I believe I need to import someone else. Okay, save this. Now that should stop this reverse measure. First we need to run it. So I'm getting an issue where the readout uses will actually create a petition, which is strange because there might be an issue with my spell. I never really nothing. That's another thing you gotta be careful about when you're copy pasting. Petition should be right. Okay, load. Open up this petition. Boom. So now we should have this. Now of course if I click this, I don't think anything will be added. No. So we need to add I believe this is the correct way to input the petition. I'm going to go ahead and check the. In this case, we don't have any filters based on what movie we're on or anything like that, so I believe we should be good to do this. So this will pass it. Now of course we're not actually showing it yet, so let's save this. We're going to go over to petition.html. As for formatting this, I'm probably just going to do it the same way as reviews because it's already done basically. Show. We also don't need this authentication check because you do that, the button won't pop up. Like if it is, so we'll go ahead and take this list group. Now we're going to pull the petitions from each from our template data. And of course we're not allowed for edit or delete. And that should be able to show the petition. As you can see here. Okay. I'm gonna do some selling. I would like this card with the actual contents. I want the width to be I'm much more comfortable with. Okay, this is where we're going to look at this chart. Okay, so we're going to use max width and we can use the percentages. So, I think we'll just set the width to 5 or 50%. I believe that's the same one. This, okay, you say this, we should limit the size. Which might be because that's a subtitle. I do believe we should do it in here. Okay, there we go. Now we will also just for content. This should simply. Usually I use a div, not a list, so we'll see if this works. Let's see what it looks like if we add another. Okay, I think that's fine enough. We can have our up and down controls right here. I'm going to add some left hand in there for sure. So it should be in L, and we'll go ahead and do like, it could be 10. It's probably close to the time to this. I should be trying to do it until a second. I do wonder why. Just add it. Okay, well, I'm not going to mess around with Final too much. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Now the next thing that we need to do is add the upload system, so we actually need to go back to models. We'll add a rating, which would be an integer. Okay, I'll also add 2 buttons that will call a method in views, I believe, to decrement it and increment it by 1. So in this case, I don't actually need, no, I don't think we would need a method inside our views. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to use a book right here for a second. Okay, so it looks like we can use a field function. A views function, sorry. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try that. So we need to create 2 more buttons, an up button and a down mode. I would like it to be blue and red, and let that be independent. Yeah. I'll do this good. We're going to take these 2 buttons. We're going to put it inside the list element. This one will become our uploads. This one will become our download. Don't need the IDs. I do believe we need the IDs for this, so I'll change this, and we also need to update the model because I don't believe I'm storing it. Okay, I do wonder if I can see it, or if it'll freak out because there's no method. Okay, it freaks out because there's no method. So we're just going to go here, we're going to add the ID field. Okay, should be fine. We'll save this. Need to remember I might get it later, but for now it's fine. Don't really want you don't necessarily need a login required check here because theoretically you couldn't get here if you weren't logged in, but if you had some sort of bad actor that was able to access the petition, I suppose that they could just upload and download it, although I don't think that would be that much of an issue. So we have this. And we will have the request from the user and a petition ID. In this case, I'm just going to call ID. So the first thing that we're going to do is get the actual petition. So that I have the petition, we're going to increase the rating, because in this case this is the this is the upload. Now we're going to save our changes to the petition and return ID right. And we need to do the same thing for our download. Instead of this, just do minus. pause the server and make the changes. Okay, now we open the server. Theoretically, it should be happening. And oh, I didn't have the off. That's impossible. Okay, and we're going to do this in pretty much the exact same way as these. We will just open this. So in this case, we are going to. I think we would just need the print petition ID. I'm not quite sure if you need another, but I'm just going to do it just like this. Copy paste it, and we'll do the same thing for download. Okay. And now our URL should be added and it should be good. Okay. This is probably because of how we're accessing the unaccepted control. That might be because of here. Click it when it's getting an unencrypted argument for petition ID. I don't think that would be an issue with the name of it, considering that username IDs as well. Oh no, yeah, okay, it is ID in this case. In the other cases, it was remove ID. So, because we name this petition ID in the use, we actually do the same thing here. Because this also has to be down. Sorry, no, it should be like this. Let me check the format. Is that okay? Okay, so that should fix our little petition error. We also don't need this, because we don't have a requester for redirecting. Should I be rendering it? A metadata? I'm not editing that. This should be fine as a redirector, but it's not the function. Now you get an error. That might be an issue with the redirect. So you should be able to look at a create, not create, but edit. I think that our buttons don't actually. This is an issue with the formatting of how I did it, because editing it is not exactly the same as just changing the value of it. Well, I mean, they kind of are, but okay, so I think we just go over that. Okay, basically, I forgot what this was. Theoretically, this should work. Doesn't, I should public resource. Okay, there we go. Now all we need to do is display the upload, and I think that's all we need. So, how would be good for display? You have to do it in the list. So what we just do is just do I guess we can try to suggest. That might not be good. We might also so for now, I'm just going to go ahead and check whether or not this actually does this. So we're going to go ahead and create another account. Should be able to see the edits and boom, it popped up. So now we're going to do something a little bit extra. I'm not necessarily sure if it's extra, but it is bothering me. The fact that you can kind of just spam this as quickly as possible and adjust the ratings as needed. So what we need to do is limit it basically for each user if they voted for a certain petition. So this is kind of new territory here. So, question is, do we need to store a value in the petition or in the user? Like which model we should use? I think the user might conflict a little, because I'd have to have like, I don't think that would work, because then if I said, oh, I voted for a petition, then you would only be able to vote for one. So in this case, we create another vote model. Petition user. Oh, so you have an external one that holds the petition user. Ah, that makes sense. I'm not familiar with what this is, so I'm going to go ahead and see what it is. So this is metadata, seems. So this seems to be linking together the petition and the user. In this case, they change the upper position. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and implement this model here. I also need to make note of the changes, just in case this does not work. Okay. We're going to use the update or the announcement to this. This is something I have. This creates a vote. Checks if it's either already created or if it isn't created. Then create a new one. Sets the petition plus the user from the petition since we're given it. Let's do this request. Sets the default value to an upvote, it seems. So it's not created. We swap the values of the vote and save it. And recalculate it. So if it's already been created, then it just sets it to. I kind of have my concerns about this. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, so this. I do believe I also need to import here votes. This is just so it uses sum here to recalculate the total petition votes. I think this should be because we don't actually have votes. Okay, let's go ahead and close the server. Let's migrate the changes. Okay, now we're loading up the server. Let's see if this works. Okay. I'm assuming this episode is done. Let's see if we get an error if we try to add it as well. Okay, so the error is still just the aggregate method, it seems. That might be because of the import. Let's see if I missed any imports. actually become. I think I did actually mess up by changing this to both. I definitely messed up it. So darts in this case seems to be I think it's they updated the petition laws as well. I'm still not hopeful that this will fix the issue because I don't think this floats variable exists. Wow, actually. Okay. So I'm gonna look up this for a moment because I do want to understand this. Oh, okay. That did just, I never would have thought of that. Alright, well, so that fixed the issue of us. We can still do multiple as well. And actually, it gets a swap. So if you click downvote and then go to negative one, if you click upvote and swap to one. We can go ahead, we'll change all of these. Really like that. And we'll go ahead and swap over to our original one. Should be able to click on petition and do all things. Well, this is to make sure that we went through the user store. We can log in and register an account. That's right. Navigate to the petitions page. Yes. Create a new petition. Can log out and log in, register in 2 seconds now. Access the petitions page and vote affirmatively on the previously made petition. Log in / register into another account. Verify that petition affirmative vote was recorded. The yes count increased. Yeah. I think as for the rating system, I think this is sufficient because it allows for like a more complex. I think what might be a better idea is to split this rating system up into a positive and negative, but unfortunately, it's kind of But yeah, I think this rating system is plenty sufficient for a petition. You just have more of a control over whether or not they would like to see a movie. Like if there's a controversial movie that they wouldn't like, they can download it. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Alright, hello, this is Nathaniel Kuss again, and I am going to modify a little part of the there's a story. So in my original implementation, I ended up actually doing a rating system. Should be able to pull it up. I ended up doing a rating system where you can open up a petition and you can rate it down and up. However, it kind of didn't really make sense because a petition should kind of just be like signatures. So we're going to change this into having just the output method and basically making sure that the rating won't be negative or anything like that. So we're going to set all these to 0. Okay. I'm going to go over here and we're going to remove basically every reference to the download. So here, I'm also going to change the URLs. In the views. Just need to make sure here. This should be fine. It's kind of unnecessary since we don't have the downvote anymore. It'll only ever run upvote, but this will be fine. And then in the models, I think as long as we take away the button, we don't have to worry about anything else here. We shouldn't have to like anything. We should be able to refresh. And now. I'm going to go ahead and remove these because these have past ratings already done this game. Why would I not do this? I think I don't. So right now the issue is that I can't see it on the admin page, which means that I must have not added it to the database correctly. I'm going to reference the textbook to see if I missed a step when I added when they add the first, I believe, the database. Enter the textbook now. Probably right here. There we go. And I need to import it. It's imported. It should pop up in the admin page. So now I can do admin stuff to it. I need to get a server. Okay. Additions is here. that. Oh, I believe I might need a migrate to this. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. So I'm getting an attribute error. Partition object has no attribute new. So let's return to access a new. Here. Okay, it should fix this error. There we go. Now I can delete all of these. Theoretically, this should work. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that all of my files have been updated. This F, open up the petition. I'm going to add a new one. This one. It should be able to upload it, and now there is an issue where if I click this, it won't go down. So in the upload, what do you do? So in this case, we don't need this. So I think what we want to do is so if load.value is not upload, then we change it to upload. So we'll change it here. If it is upload, then we want it to be 0. So now we can save this, show fresh. Okay. And then if it is, then we're going to set it to upload. Save it. There we go. And now it's moment toggle. So this would probably be a lot more in line with the user story. Because all they want for the petition is a yes count. So yeah, it's probably a much better way. So overall, like, I think that honestly this project has been really helpful just in terms of like navigating with the model view style of development. The tools like using components of the project that have already been done, like the reviews, and kind of like looking at that as a reference, and then also using AI can be helpful, but I think AI is one of those things where it's also a slippery slope. So like this was mainly created using AI, but I usually go back and try to understand exactly what it is, because like you could see, if like you didn't know exactly what this was doing, you didn't know what this sum was doing, then it'd be hard to change it in exactly the way that you want it. So it's kind of like a slippery slope. But overall, like, it's gotten me a lot, this project, and I'd say this remediation as well, and the group project as well, has gotten me to like a lot more comfortable with messing with models, migrating them, adding URLs, adding HTML, formatting HTML and everything, making it look nice, than I was before Homework 1. So yeah, and once again, I'm going to show you how this works. So it doesn't show up if you log in. Choose this. I'm going to log in with this first account. Okay, and we'll go over to the petition. We will be able to see the petition posted by someone else. We can upload it. So in this case, we're going to upload it to 2. Now we're going to log out. We're going to go into that account that posted it. We're going to open the petition, and we can see that the rating is increased. Yeah, so that's pretty much the overall these completion steps and the reflection on the process of the project. Okay, this is Nathaniel for hopefully it's the last time. I have to make one last video, and that is just to simply go ahead and push it to Python anyway. So we can go from here. Let us break the server. We are going to git add all the files, omit it. We'll do a message like updated or integrated petition feature. Okay, and push it. Oh, that's because I'm in the lean. We might have an issue with follow recognition. Okay, so I'm having an issue with the SQLite files. see if this works. Theoretically, if I open up the GitHub repository, it should pull features been added. Okay. So what if I repull this? Okay. Now let's reopen it and make sure that we don't get any errors before we push this. Okay, Q6 in me. Now we're going to open up Python Anywhere. I'm going to log into my account. This is the error log, so we're just going to go straight to the user. Open up my console, and I've already linked it to my repository during the initial part, so I do believe I need a CD to my drive. That is the format. Actually, I'm fairly certain that I can do something like this. Okay, here. Into users. Okay, well, can't do that many, so we're just going to go step by step. I'm going to try instead doing another console. Okay. So I don't remember having an error like this. One thing can do is probably doing it like this. Found ChatGPT generally pretty helpful for console commands if I ever have issues. See if this works. Okay. If I have an error where it's because we are in the virtual moment, so let's try that. Okay, so now, theoretically, you should just be able to use this. What on earth is going on with the class here? Ah, okay. Should just see maybe so. And then now it should be able. Okay, so now I'm getting an error with the database. Do you think I have to do it with the merge then? Okay, we're just going to go ahead and do this thing. Okay. Is it ready? Because I didn't push it. Okay, in this case, I never actually got this to work. So I'm going to go over to GitHub. I'm going to generate a passkey. Okay. Now we will just give it all the information. Go ahead and copy this, and we'll paste this into the Bash console. Password. Take your directory because the tip of your current branch is behind its remote capital. kind of strange because I don't see anything actually here. This is an option I did before. Had a similar issue. So. Okay, I think unfortunately I somehow got out of the environment. Okay, we're gonna redo this. So you always make sure that you pulled before you do anything else. Because merge conflicts are awful. Everything is installed. Let's see, we need to remove this one. Now, let's see where it is.
No offense to you, of course. How did you mean offense to you on here?
Okay, well, I need to create another token. So we'll go and do that because I accidentally overrided. Just gonna put a token in that browser. That was gonna work anyways. So we're gonna make a rebase. I think what we can do is this. Okay, hopefully that worked. Now we're going to pull. Okay, now we should be up to date. There we go to the dashboard. Focus. Hopefully. Now here. We will log in with our non-admin account. Okay, we might have gotten rid of some of this stuff. Let's see if we put in a username that we used before. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what happened. It should be fine now. So now this is not comfortable. I know that I absolutely want what's here to be on GitHub. So now we go to GitHub. This should be correct. Let's see if the petitions are in here. Okay, everything is updated. Now we're going to go back here. Console and force support. Because we have some conflicting files, but I do not care about what's on here. I suppose what we could do is clone it, because I just essentially want a copy of this. Okay, hopefully now this should work. There we go. Now we have this page. Petition works. We can upload it. There we go. Okay. So yeah, once again, that was an issue. I didn't pull on VS Code on my local repository before I pushed it. And then I forced push it to GitHub, and then that conflicted with files here. So basically what I ended up doing was rebasing it. So creating a copy of the GitHub over the local repository for my Python, because I didn't care at all what was in my Python. I only needed a copy of what was in my GitHub because then it worked. So yeah, that's why you should always pull or make sure that you have a way to deal with your merge conflicts, because they're very annoying. So yep, now this is deployed on Python anyway. You can see it here. This is a petition from another user. I can change it. And if I go and log in as that, I think because of the way that I did it, it might not be a user in this database. No, it is. Okay. We go here, and now we can see the effective writing. So, yep, that is it.